Well, hello, everyone out there in internet land. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2016, and Donald Trump is our president-elect. And what an incredible 24 hours it has been. Last night when I was watching the coverage of it all, flipping from station to station just to see how they were calling the different states, I gotta be honest with you all, it was super heavy. It was super duper heavy, and I was like agitated and emotional, and I was, kind of being short and crabby, with Josh, and was like zoned into the television. And I started getting a headache. I like felt it last night, and I think everyone felt it. When these types of things go on in our nation, in our world, you don't have to be some intuitive medium to feel the shift and the flow and the change and the pressure of the energy. We all inherently are sentient beings, so we feel this stuff. Whether or not we know where these emotions and feelings are coming from, that's a different story, but everyone feels this. And I felt like last night I was feeling it big time. It was really big. And, to the point where obviously it went really late, as we all know, and I couldn't stay up to watch all of it because I was getting exhausted. But I also needed to stop and needed to stop obsessing and focusing and worrying about that. I had to go outside and do a prayer and do an incantation and do some grounding and reconnect with, my higher power, and remember what it is that is going on exactly. And social media is blowing up, obviously, of course, and was doing so during the election results last night. And, 95% of what I read was about, fuck this country, what the F is going on right now, I'm moving to Canada. I think even I heard, Josh told me that the Canadian immigration website crashed last night because so many of us apparently were trying to find out what it would take to move to Canada. And I love you all, but we can't do that. We can't do that. It doesn't work to meet fear and divide with more fear and division. It doesn't work that way. If we continue to be at odds with each other and with our president-elect, it's just going to make it worse. It's going to make it more difficult. It's going to make it more painful. We're going to feel more upset. And sometimes we're not done until we're done. We talk about these kinds of things in relationships that, I know I'm not supposed to be with him, or I know that I should break up with her, but I just can't, or whatever. We keep going back for more, and, it's the micro and the macro. I was just talking to my mentor about this, and she said, those exact words. It's the micro and the macro. And, our world at large, the state of our nation, is a direct reflection and a direct response to the day-to-day vibration that we embody within ourselves, within our home life, within our work life, within our communities, our friends, and our family members. So, of course, this is what happens. Of course it is. And there's no blame in that. It's nobody's fault. That's not what I'm getting at, and that's not what it's about. It's about honoring the fact that when we lead with fear, we get fear. When we lead with fear, the old tapes play and we stay stuck. So the challenge for me today personally, and truly personally, because not only do we have this unbelievable political situation happening right now, but for me at least, and I'm curious if actually maybe more people aren't having this experience also, because like I said, the universe seeks to be in balance, you know? So it'd be interesting to see if other people are having some rather tumultuous individual personal days, you know, points of growth for them, where their old tapes are coming back to haunt them. And I say all this because that's what's going on in my life currently today. I'm being challenged with old feelings of shame, of unworthiness, of fear for sure, of insecurity, of blame, of anger at that person, at other people out there. Don't they see that I'm, you know, doing such a good job and I'm trying so hard? Wah, wah. Come on, Olivia. Let's not be a baby about this, you know? So, as a country, let's not be a baby about this, right? I was having a conversation with my son this morning about this because we're, you know, in our household, you know, we're not in support of Donald Trump. And he, of course, would watch the news with us here and there, or hear us talking about certain things that, you know, Donald Trump had, you know, said, and just all of the stuff. Don't need to get into all that. But the first thing he asked this morning was, who won? And I said, Donald Trump won. And he was like, ah. And I said, listen. We live in a country where we get to vote and elect our president. No matter what, even if our voice says we want to go in this direction, there were more voices that said they want to go in the opposite direction. So that's what we've got. And regardless, we have to respect the process. We have to respect the position. We have to respect the experience that sometimes we don't get the outcome that we think we want. And that's okay, because that's the point where our belief in the inherent goodness of all human beings on this planet, that's where that comes into play. And I told him, I said, no matter what happens at school, no matter what people say, no matter what, you just keep being the good person that you know how to be, because he is. I love all my children. You know, my oldest son, his heart is something special. His heart is something generous and, you know, unequivocal and, you know, unconditional. And I don't want him to lose that. So that's what I reiterated to him this morning was, shit happens. Stay positive. Do your job. Do your work, which is the work of self. And keep believing in love. Keep believing in light and keep believing in positivity. Keep raising your own individual vibration. And it's just another day where we get the opportunity to continue to heal from the inside out, right? We've talked about this before, where sometimes things feel like they get worse before they get better. And it's not that they actually get worse. It's just that we are like opening our eyes finally, and we're awakening to the malignancy that was really going on underneath the blanket of denial within our country. So that's all. So keep doing your work. I'm going to keep doing my work. Keep believing in only love. I'm going to keep believing in only love. And keep being willing to open yourself and embrace the parts of you that feel dark and yucky and gross and shameful and embarrassing and painful. Bring the light there. Bring the light there. And you are the light. So be willing to bring yourself there and know that you will be supported. You will be carried each time you bring the light to the perceived darkness. Because then once the light is there, you realize, oh, it was never dark to begin with. So that's what I got. I love you all. I thank you so much for showing up every day the way that you do in the different capacities that you show up. And it's an honor and it's a gift to be an American today. Love you.